All right, boys. Today we are reacting to Firehouse Chronicles. Where are they now? We'll see what happens there.
Have you ever wondered if I had a medical emergency on another medical emergency? Or what would happen if you played lightning bolt hopscotch? Well, let's find out today on our mini episode of Where Are They Now? What's wrong with you? You having an asthma attack? Imagine running after someone trying to give them a little sedative siesta because they partook in a street pharmaceutical that put them smack dab in the middle of the upside down with Timu Vecna.
Dude, I can't, being EMT and trying to like chase down some person on like insane drugs to give them sedatives is crazy. That's so scary.
Just to have your lungs say, hey, you ever been choked out before? No? Well, let me show you what that feels like. Well, I got to have that lovely experience, which might have been, and yet to be proven, a combination of a newly started TRT regimen, some creatine, and a touch of childhood asthma that I may have forgotten to mention to my doctor. But I have to say, as I felt my airways constricting under the childhood disease that I once thought I got rid of, I knew in that oxygen-deprived moment that I was gonna die doing what I loved. Just kidding, it was an absolutely horrendous experience, and after a short ride to the hospital and a fat dose of Solumedrol, I had a much greater appreciation for every wheezy asthmatic that I ran on after that. And also, the patient was completely fine, and a little bit of an injection into his gluteus maximus took him from the up.
Gluteus maximus is the butt, by the way. A little butt injection.
Not down to the chill right out. What do you mean, what, bro? There's a power line on the ground, dude. You need to go around to the other side. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm just gonna jump over it. People have a serious underappreciation for how dangerous power lines are. And the bad
people don't have respect for a high voltage, man. People don't have respect for high voltage, man.
Or good news, depending on how you look at it, is if you make the stupid decision to just jump over or go anywhere near a down power line, you won't even know you messed up when you go from walking in the park to walking in the afterlife after 10,000 volts take a detour through every cell of your future coffin-dwelling body.
Oh, you there yet?
Electricity can travel 35 feet or more from down power lines depending on the surface it's laying on. And your water and sodium-filled meat sack is the perfect conductor for that voltage to have a little heart-stopping party in. Oh yeah, electricity doesn't just gently leave your body. It explosively exits your husk, searching for a ground, taking fingers, toes, and whatever other tissues in its way with it. But
high voltage injuries are horrendous.
They're unscathed, ready to test the limits of fate and his minor brain capacity another day.
What, dude? I was fine.
God, guys, this isn't gonna work.
He jumped the power line.
Okay, I need to pull this out of my head. Not good. Have you ever felt like you were
except of a taser barb? He felt taser barb in the back of his head.
Peeing, crapping, seizing, and dying all at the same time? Well, I have. And it was the time that I was tased for charity. And I'm here to tell you it is the most horrendous thing I have ever experienced. So I can't even imagine what this guy felt when he caught an electrified dart to the back of his brain case. So one of my biggest concerns about where this taser probe landed was how close it was to the base of his skull.
That has to be dangerous. Like I can like stop your heart for sure, no? That's like when your nervous system starts.
Oh, anatomy time! At the bottom of all of your gray matter noodle bowls is something called a brain stem, and inside of that brain stem is something called the medulla oblongata. And that, my friends, controls all of your breathing, blood pressure, heart rate, pretty much everything you unknowingly do to stop you from becoming 6-foot-deep worm food. And I know what you're saying. If it's that bad, why don't you just pull it out?
So I look up and then, swish, 6 feet of rebar goes right through me.
Sometimes removing an object from somebody's meat suit can cause more damage than the original injury, especially if that object is stopping bleeding within the body or, in this guy's case, changing his ability to ever breathe on his own again. The good news is, though, that probe was free and clear of anything life-threatening, and after a short transport to the hospital, the dome dart was removed, and he lived to dodge death another day. Oh, wait, did you get an implant in my crotchal region to give me a couple-inch advantage? And
Is that something men do? No. Is that something men do? You can get penile implants?
then you try to get freaky with my girl before my stitches were fully healed and have my Johnson pop open like an over-microwaved hot dog? Look, I'm here to tell you I have never seen the feelings of fear, disbelief, and soul-wrenching regret painted across somebody's face as much as they were on that guy that day. And then every other guy's face as he described the moments leading up to when his free willy suddenly split and the knee-buckling pain that came along with it. And listen, I've learned some pretty incredible things as a paramedic throughout my career. Like how people's IQ seems to drop by 50% whenever it rains. The human body can go through unbelievable stuff like being crushed by a car and still survive. And even though this guy turned out completely fine, at no point in time is a 2-inch member extension worth the trauma that guy went through.
Yeah, there's no way. It would have been turned out fine. There's no way. That's like extreme trauma. Extreme trauma. Look at his face, by the way. Oh my God, that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I've had pink eye for the last week, but I've been treating it. Okay, with antibiotics, eye drop, urine. I'm sorry. It sounded like you just said urine. Humans do really weird things, man, including, but definitely not limited to, pouring their and other people's urine inside of their eyes for an infection. What would possess anyone to do this? And yes, I fully support finding natural ways to treat minor medical problems. But dumping piddle juice inside of my eye sockets, that's where I draw the line. And before
There's the people that drink pee too, right? What happened? What happened? What happened in their life for them to be like, you know what? I think drinking pee is healthy.
For any of you naturopaths, jump in here. Yes, 95% of your urine is water. But you know what the other 5% is? Traces of biopigment, bacteria, glucose, red and white blood cells. And that, my friends, is 100% more of those things than I want drizzling inside of the things I use to perceive the world around me. And yes, after an incredible amount of antibiotics and eye drops, they were totally fine. And I'd love to end this story.
The human body is crazy, man. 30 days of pink eye, 30 days of bacterial infection on the eye with pus and pain and inflammation. The body being able to heal from that is crazy.
Saying that was the last time we ever ended up in the house straight out of Stranger Things. But not only would we be back there again, but it would make splashing pee-pee in the eyes look like a walk in the park.
Wait, what do you mean?
He ripped this Winnie messing around.
That's the same guy?
Does it
That's the same guy. The same guy who poured pee in his eyes were the penis implant guy? No way! Dude, what? What's the chances? I mean, it makes sense if you are one of those a little bit kooky people. It makes sense.
Creepy people in dark rooms, torn testes, and metal-tasting mayhem are the wonderful follow-up stories that fill today's Where Are They Now episode. Yeah, they're broken. But don't worry about that. Just come in here so I can show you exactly what you need to see. I think this might be the most requested Where Are They Now follow-ups that I've ever had, and rightfully so, because I can honestly say this is the most scared I've ever felt on a call. And without further ado, here's what happened. So after gathering a couple more people, I was slowly making my way up to the room when, you know what? It'll just be easier to show you. Sir? Where are you? There you are.
Oh my God.
You made it.
What's
Yeah, are you ready to go down to the hospital?
Uh-huh. But first, can you guess what I have?
No.
Is it poop?
It's
No. Feces having the CCs.
1 second, sir. Get the Versed right now.
Okay.
Wait, have you ever been covered in poop before?
No.
No? Okay, well, you're about to be. And after all that, a very stinky tussle and a much-needed night-night medication and...
Dude, wrestling a poop-covered psychopath? That's like, oh my god. While handling needles? Oh my
injection.
god.
That guy was the happiest caca-chalupa that I've ever dropped off at the hospital. When my berries slipped through the crack in the chair, which hurt, so I tried to jump up, but my boys tried to stay behind.
Behind?
Permanently. Panic, fear, and a genuine deep-seated feeling of regret
what?
would be the...
Do you... How does that even happen? What? This is the saggiest, the lowest hanging fruit in history? How does that even happen? How does that even happen? What?
Panic, fear, and a genuine deep-seated feeling of regret would be the best way to describe this patient's demeanor after almost experiencing a full separation of his twin boulders from the rest of his body. And I gotta say, as a fellow family jewel-toting male, the second this guy started describing his genital pouch stretching brush with permanent castration, I wanted to close my eyes and Happy Gilmore myself out of there to my happy place. But unfortunately, part of the gig as a paramedic is listening to things that you hope will melt away from your memory, like this guy's dreams of ever procreating. However, I'm happy to report that besides swelling to the size of a small grapefruit, this guy's gargantuan gonads are still attached to his body and ready for another round of How Strong Are You Testing? Do you guys taste
good for you, man. Good for you, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I set up like 80 cans in there.
Look, firefighting is inherently dangerous. It's something we know when we sign up for the job.
fumigating?
Whether it's dodging
What's
cars
fumigating?
on the interstate that seem to be dead set on making us their new bloody hood ornament, daily cancer exposures when fighting fire, or just putting on our gear, that's a reference to recent discoveries that our firefighting bunker gear contains something called forever chemicals that might possibly be slowly killing us every time we put it on. Or a million other ways to die. But
We love Forever Chemical, man. Give me my Teflon pants,
we
please.
all know the thing that
Wait, my dad has the same tattoo. It's a sun.
ultimately gonna take us out is gonna be something
think so.
stupid, like face planting in the shower, or I don't know, standing outside of a house unknowingly inhaling the flaming remnants of an overly zealous insect genocide project. Now I'm not sure, but as far as I
like
know, no
insect
one's
killing
developed a
fumigation.
third eye or the big C from our rendezvous with the cockroach melter 5000. But what I do know is we knocked that fire down and saved that pile of sticks. And then 1 year later, we went back there for an EMS call, and guess what? It still had roaches!
Oh my god. The thing is, you can't get rid of roaches if you live in filth. Like, you have to get rid of the source.
Running to the bathroom while taking your pants off, then tripped and fell. Yeah, I really don't like to wear anything below the waist whenever I'm on the throne. Imagine this. You're helping a nice elderly man to the bathroom and suddenly he begins to fall. So you take your leg and shove it in between his legs to brace him, and he says thank you by blasting a rectal fruit shake right down your pants and into your boots. Well, I don't have to imagine that because it happened to me and I'm still not okay with it. This lovely guy was your standard run-of-the-mill senior citizen that needed a little bit of assistance to the bunghole drainer 3000 to open up some extra room in his internal prune basin. But as I attempted to guide him, gravity had other plans and attempted to shove him to the ground to test his osteoporosis-filled bones. But I said nay, not today, and then immediately found out what Jerry the geriatric ate for his last 3 meals as he filled my boots with cream of diarrhea. But despite having my lower half repainted with human...
That's so bad. I couldn't, man. I could not, man. I would retire on the spot. I could not, man. I couldn't. Infinite respect to you for being the person you are doing this.
Pooh, I still
Hero.
got Mr. Smith to the throne. Then sloshed my way to a decon shower and never looked at corn the same way again.
Okay, what happened here?
We had a little grease fire. So I grabbed a cup of water and threw it on it, which I told him not to do. And then we had a big grease fire.
No.
I really want everybody watching this video to listen to what I'm about to say because it might save your life.
Dude, I thought this was common knowledge. Never, ever put water in the grease fire. I thought it was like a very common knowledge. But there's videos coming out every day of people dumping water into burning oil. We don't even do deep frying in Norway that often. Like, we don't even do deep frying. I've maybe deep fried 2 times times in my life. But and I knew from like age 12, age 10, because of some like Norwegian shows, that never ever dump water into burning oil. How is this not common knowledge yet?
Trip to the hospital, or at a minimum a boatload of money rebuilding the crispy remains of the place that you once called home.
If you put water on a grease fire, it's gonna explode! Why does this happen, you ask?
Literally,
well, grease
it just
catches
explodes.
fire between 375 and 500 degrees in freedom units, which is well above the 212 degrees it takes to boil water. So, when you douse your burgers flambé with H2O, it instantly boils.
The thing is, when a grease fire starts, it's above the flash point of oil. So the oil is already burning by itself, just from heat. So it's like way below any water boiling temperatures. So you dump the water in, it instantly turns to vapor and throws all that liquid, superheated oil into the air, and it all catches fire. It instantly boils. It's like if you've seen Chernobyl, one of the plot points is they have to stop the burning uranium from reaching the groundwater. Because if it reaches the groundwater, it will instantly vaporize many tons of water and become like a huge bomb. It's that, pretty much.
It instantly boils, explodes, and carries flaming pieces of third-degree burning, life-altering grease along with it. So if you do happen to run into this situation, just remember the only way to safely extinguish a grease fire is by smothering it with the lid, a fire blanket, a Class B or Class K extinguisher. Because if you use sugar, water, or flour, you're probably gonna die.
Or even just turn off the heat. Just turning off the heat is better than trying to do all these things. Turn off the heat, put the lid on, you're done, finished. Is that easy? Turn off the heat, lid on, and just leave it.
Or, at a minimum, just regret not ordering takeout.
Hello?
I can see everything, man.
Oh, wait, what? How did he do that? How did he make his cripples so big and whoa? Do you guys think he actually did drugs to get his pupils this big? That's a fucking good content creator. Taking opioids to get huge pupils just for one shot?
Holy
Worth it, I think.
pupils, Batman. I'm Batman. Here's the deal. If somebody's mental state is altered and somebody else calls 911, we are legally required to transport them to a level of equal or higher care. I know, listen, I don't agree with it sometimes either. I mean, especially in this guy's case, where he was just trying to enjoy some of the mind-bending, reality-altering effects from the mushrooms that he shoved down his throat earlier. And what made me feel even worse was this guy was the most chill dude I've ever met, man. And if it was up to me, I would have left him at home to let him enjoy his interdimensional fungi adventure. But it's not. And the last thing any of us need would be for this guy to venture out into the road, see a yellow punch buggy, think it's a giant Twinkie, try to take a bite out of it, and then end up becoming one with the road and the mycelium that he was enjoying so much. So instead, we took a ride down to the hospital in the Band-Aid bus, where he tried to convince me that all the payphones were disappearing, so it'd be harder for us to get out of the Matrix. Wait. The Bunghole Drainer 3000. It'll suck the farts right out of your soul.
That's insane. That is a insane last sentence of the video. What did he just say to me? Alright, guys. Again, as always, thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. You guys are the best. This weekly's secret, hidden, mega secret word, fire truck. I will heart any comment with a fire truck. Comments help the stream and help the YouTube channel a ton. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you disliked the video, drop a dislike. If you have some feedback, I would gladly read it. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love you guys as always. Kiss, 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 kiss.